Hello, vinyl community. This is Rich at Embarrassment of Riches, and it's been a couple of weeks. Apologize for my absence, but 2 weeks ago I had slight surgery on my kidneys. If any of you out there have ever had kidney stones, yeah, it's not a lot of fun, and I needed some time to recover, plus just other old age infirmities keeping me from doing this thing which I love and talking to the vinyl community. But this week, I am going to try to make a couple of videos to make up for lost time. I mean, I'm damn near the end of the month, so I need to do my May pickups video, which is a pretty small stack this time, but I did get a few good records. So with this installment of Embarrassment of Riches, I'd like to talk about a book I just received, ordered from one of my favorite publishers, Taschen Books. I have a few books from them on the shelves, and they're generally some of the best books that I have in my collection. Solidly made, beautiful photography, just excellent graphic design. Everything is very well done. This book is called Extraordinary Records, and it's a hefty bastard. It's about 7 pounds. I ordered it about a month ago, and it just arrived 2 weeks ago. And I wasn't in the shape to be talking about it, but I've been going through it on the regular, and it's just an exceptional book. The photography is great, and yeah, so I'm gonna take it down in the basement, and I'm gonna put on my camera that holder that goes about here, so you can see some of the great pictures. I'm just happy to share this with other people because I think if other collectors knew about this book, they might purchase it as well and enjoy it as much as I did. And also, really big ups to Taschen for packing this thing well. It was in a appropriate sized box, but I shit you not, it was wrapped in about, I think I had measured it a while back. I think it was about 14 feet of bubble wrap in toto. I laid it all out. I mean, that book was not going to get hurt in transit. So let's, without any further ado, I'll head to the basement and show you some of the cool things about this book. Let's go. Okay, everybody. Here we are with the book I mentioned earlier, Extraordinary Records, published by Taschen. And I wasn't kidding. This thing is a monster. It's about 7 pounds, about the size of a record, actually. Quite nice. And if you'll forgive the surroundings, this is where I take pictures for stuff that I put in my eBay store. So it kind of looks like a hostage video basement, but it's really just my messy basement. So let's take a look at this bad boy right here. And the lighting is not optimal in here, but hopefully you'll get an idea. Got some raised lettering. The photography is just brilliant on this thing. And that looks like Mark Allman to me. And you can see the size of this thing. And I had mentioned earlier, they were not playing, man. They sent this thing with damn near 15 feet of bubble tape wrapped all around it, very securely in a very strong box. It's hard to complain about things like that. So, let us crack into it and see what they got in store for us. Really beautiful end paperwork here. As you can see, I'm seeing a lot of familiar albums. There's Tubular Bells, Ghostbusters, there's Bowie, Eurythmics, Floyd, Brigitte Bardot, Nirvana, and the E.T. soundtrack for some reason. But still, very nice matte paper, great photography. And the work continues. Extraordinary Records. Even with an intro by the great Giorgio Moroder. And this I did not know, from the collections of Alessandro Benedetti and Peter Bastine at the Wind Museum in Los Angeles. I lived in California for over 40 years of my life, never heard of the Wind Museum, but apparently I didn't get out much. So, regardless. Here's the rundown on all the things that we're going to be seeing here. My favorite chapter is the X-ray vinyl, which I believe I'm going to have a little parenthetical aside video along with this one to talk about X-ray vinyl. If you are not familiar, you are in for a treat. Um, I imagine there's plenty of videos on YouTube about it. I've only read about it online, and I believe there was a book somewhere I came across that had some info about it, but nobody online that I liked had a video about it. So if you want to hang out, watch my breakdown of it, I'd give you about 5 minutes of the down and dirty on it. But it's really cool stuff. So please stick around later for that. Also, monochrome vinyl, unusual vinyl, multicolored vinyl, etched vinyl, shaped vinyl, and picture discs. The much maligned picture discs, which always suck in my experience. But here we go. I'm going to flash a few pages of some of the photography, and hopefully, it might convince one or two of you guys and gals to give it a whirl. It's a brilliant coffee table book. If you like just looking at records as pieces of art, I think we can all agree, if we're collectors, that we do believe that these are works of art. So, and here's the X-ray vinyl. I will go into this much later, but this is mainly a phenomenon that occurred in Russia post World War II and prior to the 1980s, but its heyday was in the 50s and 60s without a doubt. So stick around after this for more info, but you can definitely get some interesting pictures here. A lot of body parts floating around. This one's a Velvet Underground record. Look at these things, man. There's a couple Elvis Presley records. There's a Nina Simone as well. Beatles. But you get the idea on the X-ray vinyl. Really nice. And starting off the chapter on monochrome vinyl, look at this. It's a Police Synchronicity album that I've never seen before. On beautiful goldish colored vinyl. That looks pretty sweet. Apparently it's a USA release from '83. Now I gotta find it. Lovely. But this is talking about the first colored records and some of the best colored records that have been released, showcasing the colors that can be put into the pressing process and turn out looking like this. This is just great. And here we go. A nice looking silver gray Patti Smith horses. I always love to see this. I've never seen this in the stores, but this is the French colored vinyl. Always looks so good. And Depeche Mode. I mean, wait, isn't this something to keep on the coffee table and enjoy? Just leaf through, look at some beautiful records. There's a Floyd 7-inch, another Floyd. And Queen, again, French color disc, and a nice white. Oh, there we go. A white album, 78, from Germany, 1978. That's a pretty one. Not even going to imagine what that one's going to cost you. Madonna. Never go wrong with Beatles. That works for me. Bam. Stones and Bowie. Look at that. Beautiful colors. More Stones. Another one I wasn't familiar with. Dutch import. Orange for some girls. With Lucille Ball, apparently. Look at that. That'll work. French, original pressing, colored vinyl, Man Machine from Kraftwerk. And another 20-30 pages of assorted really, really good stuff. Man, I've never seen that. Man. And just for reference, that chapter on colored vinyl was 130 pages of really nice photography. And here we're coming up on unusual vinyl. Now these ones, I don't think I've seen any of these. I'm going to have to go through it here with you, but this Styx vinyl. I mean, look at that. That is incredible. That's an Italian press. That's pretty dope. I like that one. Another really good look at that one. More Kraftwerk. Yeah. A Queen interview disc. And we are now here at the next chapter of etched vinyl, which looks brilliant. And keep in mind that there were over 100 pages of the colored vinyl. Great, great pictures. I'm just trying to move this along. Spinal Tap. Oh, man. That is beautiful. And Depeche Mode. Always doing interesting things with their vinyl. Pretty nice. It's a UK. And this is Floyd. The 12-inch for High Hopes, which I don't think I've ever seen before. And that's one of the things I'm really loving about this book. That Mars Volta is nice. And just there's things I haven't seen. And some of this, isn't that it's really old. It's just that, some of the stuff you're just not going to see in the States unless it's in the form of a fucking book, considering the state of most of our record stores. But look at this unusual stuff. Looks like a big plectrum. Into Neil Young, Crazy Horse, Pyramid. Sophie Marceau. I think you know how the community kind of feels about picture discs. Like, you gotta buy a picture disc because you like the picture and not because you were planning on fucking playing it because it sounds like vinyl dog shit. I've had one good picture disc that plays like a champ, and it has for years, and that's Hail Mary Mallon's the Bestiary? Can't remember, but it's awesome, and it's a picture disc, and it's flat as a pancake, and I'm very grateful because I've bought quite a few thinking maybe this one will be better than the other one, maybe this one will be better than the last one, and it never is. It's very disappointing. But if all you are interested in is the picture of the disc, this is definitely the spot. Look at all these, man. Just nice. These are all very imaginative. Oh, Coop. That's what I thought it was. The Ashes to Ashes single. Great, great stuff. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Record art. Hell yeah, the Brothers Johnson. If you like looking at this stuff as much as I do, it's worth looking for. Well, I mean, shit. Can't beat any of this. But, oh boy. I think I got into the cheesecake section here as I was about to wrap up. Hello. Hello. Children watch this. No, they don't. Oh, and here's the double whammy. You know I love me some comic books. Anyways, y'all. Just thought this would be something that other people might be interested in, and maybe they don't know about it. It's not a limited edition as far as I know. Annie Lennox. And you're getting super quality. Like I said, 7 pounds. Someone breaks into the crib, I'm going to straight mack them on the head with this thing. I'm not even going to go for any guns. This thing is a brick and a purse. But, yeah. And that's my 2 cents on it. Hope somebody else sees it for what it is. It's just a brilliant book, and hopefully it finds its way onto your coffee table or your bookshelves as well. I'm very glad I bought it. Thanks for listening. And so this week I'll do something a little bit different. I'd like to talk about a book I just recently. What the fuck is this?